So today we are going to get on this little Craftsman. It's a T2200 with the 17.5 single cylinder Briggs. We have a little bit of a problem with the shop floor has a little bit of fuel on it. So it's going to be the carburetor. And this is the Nikki carburetor, so I think I know what's going on with it. All right, let's get into it. So if you're working on this particular one, it's got these side panels on there. You just lift them up and out. Sometimes they could be a little bit of a bear, but you get it. There you go. Got these little push tabs here, like that. Okay. Get this out of the way here. Oh, look at that. That's bad. Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. This is going to be a T45. And then you're going to have these two in the rear that are going to be a 3/8. Yeah, my buddy Marty gave me a bunch of these little containers. Very cool. Good morning, Chuckles. We'll have to get this one back here. There we go. Then this one back here is going to be with a ratcheting wrench. Okay. While we're at it, we can check the oil. That's a little brown, but it's full. Okay. Have to give that an oil change later on. There we go. All right. Moving on. This is going to be a 7/16. There we go. Yeah, I can already see all the fuel coming out of it. Yeah. Yeah, she's all the way up to the top. Oh. Hold on a second. Wow. Yeah, let's get that crimped off real quick. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do a oil change regardless, because this is going to be bad. Yeah. It leaked all the way up, which we thought so, you know. Yeah, look at all of that. It's pretty bad. Okay. There we go. Get that out of the way. Nice and secure. Okay, the studs are going to be a 5/16. Huh. There you go. Oh, what the heck that was all about. Huh. There we go. Man, this thing's leaking like a sieve. All right, let's see here. There we go. Take that off like that. Kind of remember where that went. And then take your wire here. Be very careful with this one because they bend easily. Yeah. There you go. Oh, this thing is leaking. Come on. All right. All right. Let's check it out here. Oh, yeah. Well, she got a little. What in the world was that just came out of there? Oh. Nasty macaroni. Yeah. A lot of macaroni in there. Let's see here. Let's get a better screwdriver. You want your screwdriver to set in there real good because you just end up stripping it. Huh. Let's find. What I like about these Nikki's is that it gives you the option to have a Phillips or a standard. So oh, goodness gracious. Ooh-wee. That was a bear. There we go. There we go. My hands are getting too old for this stuff. It's not me, just my hands are getting old. No. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, all green macaroni in there. Uh-huh. Yeah. Been sitting for a minute. Yeah. I don't really care for those. Put it in the comments if you care for those plastic needles. I don't really care for those plastic needles. Let's see what we got going on here with the O-ring. So I got a sneaky suspicion that we're going to need a carb kit for this. We're already in there. We might as well just put one in it. Let's check out this O-ring here. Oh yeah, see, it's broke. Yep, broke and nasty. Oh, lucky to get that thing out of there, eh? Okay. All right. Let's take this off. Look at all that macaroni. Yeah, that's not gonna run a doggone thing. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and get this into ultrasonic. So I don't like dipping this in there because the heat may distort it. So I don't do that. I just kind of clean this one up and blow it out in that. But when you blow this out, please be careful because see that little jet right there? That is very crucial. It'll come out, you'll lose it. Yeah, it'll be a bad day for you. So let's see what we got here. We can just dip that in there. I have to take this solenoid off of there and dip that in there. That's about it for this one. Okay, bring you back when she's done cooking. Oh, look at that. That thing's all nasty too. Yeah. Caca. Can't let them sit for too long, people. Okay, we'll clean that a little bit more. But don't clean this with brake cleaner or nothing like that, because it'll get all brittle on you. So what I do is I shoot a little WD-40, not over this, but shoot a little WD-40 inside this area here, and then I hook it up and I kind of work it back and forth. There we go. We'll let that set up a little bit. Okay. All right, now moving on. Dinner is done. Okay. See how our bowl did? Ah, okay. That's better, isn't it? I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off with some fresh water. Get it blown out with some compressed air. Be careful blowing inside these things. Just kind of, you know, a little bit, not too much. Okay, moving on now. Real quick, we're just gonna make sure our float is doing floating things. There we go. Kind of rinse it off a little bit while it's in there. Blow it off with some compressed air. Same thing with the needle. Kind of dip it in that hot water a little bit and get it worked around. Make sure this is nice and pliable, nice and soft. It is. Okay. So you got to remember that these little passageways are just very small. So you got to get this stuff pretty clean, because it clogs up very easily. Yeah. Let me clean that a little bit more. All right, we're going to go with genuine Briggs gasket. Now this is what we're really after here, is this little guy there. Because what we're going to do, we're going to actually put it on here first, instead of trying to wedge it inside that little hole there. Turn it upside down here. Oh, my stomach's growling again. Ever since I got surgery done on my stomach makes lots of noises. Hopefully that's gonna be quitting anytime soon, you know. It's kind of annoying, especially on camera and in public. Oh, get out of there. There you go. Yeah, like I said, this little guy here, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. Just like so. There we go. No. This one here, just kind of match it up. You know that the oval one, see a little oval part right there, is on that side. Let's kind of get it to set on there nice and neat. Sometimes I do it the other way, sometimes I do it this way. But for now, we're going to do it this way. Okay. Now, I'm going to go from the side, like so. Oh, it's a little tricky. You'll get it though. It's Sometimes difficult, to be honest with you. Well, especially when you got it on wrong. That's real difficult. What's going on here? Like that. Okay, we're going to set it in there like that. Of course, we have our little O-ring already on there like that. So, just kind of like press it down a little bit. And then come into the side. How I do it. I kind of like come into the side. Like that. Okay. Then, man, my stomach's growling again. I hope you guys don't hear that. That's annoying. All right. Put your needle here. I always say these mowers, like 90% of the time, it's the carburetor. You know. It's the carburetor. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there like that. Nice and neat. There you go. Now, let's test our anti-backfire before we put everything back together. Okay. Yeah. Should be going a little bit faster. Let's clean it up a little bit more. And then test it again, because that should be going in and out a little bit more. Okay, let's try that again. Now you can see that it's going out faster. That's much better. So let's see now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. A lot faster. Okay. So we are ready to reassemble. Let's get this linkage here first, and then our small wire or spring. There we go. Now this one's a little tricky. You just kind of loop it underneath and then go in the back here, slide it like that, and then around. You can kind of go like that. There you go. Go ahead and get our studs started here. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit to get it. And then our other stud here. Wiggle it a little bit again. I like to do it by hand as much as I can. All the way in. And then snug it up with our 5/16. There we go. Okay, let's get the rest of that put together here. Like I said before, we are going to do an oil change because we had a lot of fuel mixing. Okay, like that. There you go. Get our nuts on there. Don't be intimidated by this stuff. It's fairly easy. Just the most thing about everything is paying attention of where things were disassembled at and that. Okay. Okay. Before we put everything on, I'm going to go ahead and take a little sample of this fuel and make sure that it looks okay. Let's get a sample of this fuel because I got a suspicion that it's not so good. Open up the cap. Hold this cap, Chuckles. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get that all taken out of there and put some fresh stuff in. Yep, not looking good at all. Let me show you real quick. May even have water in it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Any water in there? No. It smells like kind of oldish. So, and it's got that pea look to it. We don't like that. Okay. Moving on. Well, that rag's no good anymore. All right, so I'm going to put the fuel in there first, gas it up, and then see if it transfers or if it holds or not. If it transfers back and starts to leak again, then I'm not out of an oil change. So I'm going to take the key out of the ignition, put it on the bench so I don't accidentally start it after I get done. But yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit, probably about a half hour, and see if that is going to leak or not. Well, Chuckle said it's been 15 minutes. We'll do another 15. So we have 1.5 quarts of oil in and no fuel coming up, no leakage there. Chuckles, he's approving, so let's proceed. So we're going to go ahead and power wash that, but here is the air filter number. I'll put everything in the description. All right. I got the battery on charge. It died. Let's see if it'll turn over a little bit. Okay, so we just got to get a new battery. Let's move on to the deck now. All right, got the deck on. Let's get it out and take it for a rip. There we go. Brakes work. Very nice. All right, let's engage the PTO. Very cool. All right. Beautiful day out. See if you go through all the gears. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's get it back in the shop. All right. Boy, that's not too bad, is it? I appreciate everybody following along today. Please like, share, and subscribe. With that being said, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. Bye-bye now.